Hey, the United States catching up to Italy and being on par in the gold count in the Winter Olympics with Norway. And William Byron going for his third straight Daytona 500 win. That and a whole lot more here on the Chain Gang Sports Show.
Welcome to the show. What an exciting week! Let's go!
Tom, how you doing tonight?
Good, brother. You?
Oh, I'm doing fabulous. The weather's warming up, and in Palm Coast, it's been feeling like upper 20s the last week. So feeling like, well, you know what? It's now Florida weather, but for a while I felt like I was up there in Italy there, joining the Olympians there for a while.
Yeah, speaking of which, United States winning 5-3 right now against Latvia.
Yeah, United States is, they started off kind of slow, but they're creeping up on Norway, Italy. Right now they're bunched up with several countries in the total medal count at 14, and I believe at the last time I saw, Italy was still up by 3, I think.
Italy's got 17, the United States and Norway with 14. So 7 goals, though, for Norway. And the United States only has 4, but, they're coming.
They're looking good in hockey. The ladies, what is it, their biggest win? They're like a 20-1 goal. I mean, as far as scoring goals.
Overall.
4-0. They're in action tomorrow, Friday, and so that'll be...
It's going to be just like, I believe it's going to, the men's and women, I think it's United States and Canada.
All the way.
I hope so. I mean, that would be a great thing.
And probably in the last 16 years or more now, it's either Canada or the United States that wins it all.
Yeah, the Red Army is no longer.
No. And in fact, there's only a few Olympians that are from Russia now, and they can't display a flag or anything. They're on their own. They're acting independently.
Yeah, that's great. There's so much, negative stuff going on over there anyway. So,
a lot of things have changed since the 2022 Beijing Olympics.
Yeah, or the 1980 Lake Placid.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Oh, how memorable that was.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a great time. We still remember so much of that. But Lindsey Vonn, I think now, since we last talked about it on the show, 3 actual operations.
I know, it's sad. I mean, it's an end to a great career. Yeah. I mean, she definitely dominated as far as U.S. women in skiing. So, it is sad. But she did it for a long time. She was very fortunate. It's not often that in your 30s that you're still, able to compete at that level.
And at 41 now, I doubt that she's going to ever
that was
return.
It. No question. The fact that, I tell you what, she gets up there and qualifies for third with a torn ACL on one knee before crashing and breaking her leg. That to me is she's a GOAT. She's definitely a GOAT when it comes to women's skiing.
Absolutely. Breezy Johnson got the gold. So there's a few events out there that the United States, they're dominating.
Yeah.
And the men, I think you also had a score there.
5-2. United States are beating Latvia, and then the Canadians on the other side are winning 5-0 against the Czechoslovakia. But I tell you what, Canada's scary because of Calabrini. With a 19-year-old kid, from San Jose. I mean, he's a stud. He's got 3 goals. He's got a hat trick today. So, he's a stud. I mean, he's the real deal. And the great part about the United States is they've got the Hughes brothers, Jack and Kyle Hughes, and then you got the 2 Kachuk brothers. Yeah, that are both Brady. Brady has 2 goals today, so that they're doing well.
Kachuk, and of course, some injuries for them throughout the season, but they're going to rise to the occasion.
I think so. And Ranger, we have a Ranger goal. We have a New York Ranger sighting.
A New York Ranger sighting.
Yeah, that's about all we have.
That might be the highlight right there for the Rangers this year. They are not looking good, and of course, the NHL on quite the hiatus. They don't return to action until I believe it's February 25th. And of course, the Olympics wrap up on the 22nd. I believe that's the closing ceremonies. So we've got a couple of weeks now where we're not going to have NHL action or NBA action. There's 3 games on the docket tonight in the NBA. But I tell you what, I have to mention, your Knicks came through for you last night in a big way.
Yeah,
winning by 49.
Yeah, 49. That's the most they've ever won by on the road in franchise history, and it was their largest victory in franchise history, overall. And I can tell you this, they looked amazing. I love this kid, Alvarado, that they got from the Pelicans, Jose Alvarado, a Brooklyn kid, which was exciting. He didn't have that New York debut that he would have liked, but he turned around and was 8 for 13 from three-point range yesterday. 5 steals. I mean, he's a pest. Yeah. I didn't realize he's a little guy. He's a little guy, is. 6 foot.
Yeah, 6 feet, which is very small.
Yeah,
in the NBA.
He looks like that little water bug running around.
The rest of the world, at 6 feet, you're okay.
Yeah.
But the NBA, you could be 7 foot tall and still have somebody come up in back of you and say, "Hey, short man, get out of my way."
No question.
It's crazy.
Yeah, and the bad part about it, the Knicks are on a 9-1 in the last 10 games. They're 9-1, and their loss was to 7-22 over the last 29-30 games was for Indiana. But for some reason they just have like the Knicks number. I don't get it. It's actually bothersome. But then they had, I don't know if you saw. Did you see the brawl in the Detroit Charlotte game? 4
players, I believe, ended up getting suspended.
And the one guy from Detroit, who's their backup, I mean, this is the second time he's left the bench in a melee and was throwing haymakers, and that's just incredible to me. That I think the NBA is going to be firm. We'll know tomorrow, I believe, on the suspensions. Yeah.
And the Knicks return to action at home against Detroit.
I know. And we were talking, I was listening to today, Stephen A. Smith, obviously a huge Knicks fan, New York guy, orange and blue skies, that's what he always is yelling. And, Detroit is the team. They're the best team in the East right now. And rightfully so. They are the best team in the East, I think, from the power ranking standpoint. And the West, are coming back down to normal. I mean, OKC and San Antonio. San Antonio's legit. I mean, that's who the Knicks beat in that, the NBA Cup or whatever they call that cup in the Euphrates Cup.
Well, the Knicks, the Knicks ended up, and that's like the first kind of championship of any type that they've had
since 1973. Not that I'm really paying attention.
71 and 73 against the Lakers.
Yeah.
Back then, the league was much smaller.
Yeah. It's one of those things too. My one last Nick hurrah, the Ewing teams, but when Michael Jordan decided to play baseball, which I was very thankful
94?
for. Yeah, and
Pat Riley, Jeff Van Gundy.
Yeah, that's right. Remember? And
94, 99.
Yeah, and the Knicks said that, playing Houston in the finals, Game 7, so excited. I remember what I was doing. I was in my living room, put my twins that were just born, put them to bed, and getting ready for the Knicks game, and what do I have to watch? My Game 7. OJ was in the corner, was in the big screen, and they had the Knicks game up in the little box in the they called it at the time PIP, picture in picture.
Right, the picture in picture.
Yeah, but so we had to watch a white Bronco drive all over L.A. I mean, it was ridiculous.
What was that? June of '94 or something like that?
Exactly what it was.
With Al Cowlings, the former defensive end, his teammate.
Yeah, well, I could tell you, I didn't want to watch Al drive around L.A. with 400 cops behind him. I mean, it was ridiculous. I'd rather be watching John Starks go 1 for 18 in his final in the Game 7.
And
disaster.
Never have I seen that freeway that clear.
Yeah.
To only have that one.
It's never
vehicle.
been that clear.
Never since. Yeah.
Yeah, not since.
When I think of the Knicks, and just to say, we talked about last time they had prominence there with Patrick Ewing.
Yeah.
Who, you being a lifetime Knicks fan, who would you regard as the greatest New York Knicks player? And there's been so many great ones.
Yeah, there has been. I mean, that's a tough question. You go back to when they won championships, Frazier, DeBusschere, Bradley. Actually, Senator Bradley was in the stands the other night. 82 years old. He still looks good.
Still percolating.
Yeah. Dollar Bill could still hit the jumper.
That's right. Jerry Lucas, right?
Yeah.
Jerry Lucas,
Sure.
Dean Meminger, Earl
Here
of
comes
Pearl
Willis.
Monroe.
Marv Albert's famous thing. And here comes Willis. And he was just brought out to hit the one jump shot in the beginning. And he was really just brought out there to energize the Garden, which they did, and the rest was history.
And then you go into the 80s and the
Patrick
90s.
Ewing. I mean, you have to think of the
Patrick Ewing,
the one Nick you can always just think about that just played so well, just never won that championship. And Ewing was that guy. I mean, he certainly was, and he was everything from when he came out of Georgetown. He was everything we thought he would be and more. They just couldn't get over that Michael Jordan. That was the reason we never won. Michael Jordan. That was the one reason.
That is correct. Yeah, I mean, absolutely. Throughout the 90s.
Yeah.
In fact, as when I was doing Miami Heat games, I remember after a game, Alvin Gentry, who was an assistant coach
for the Heat,
for the Miami Heat, and he said, "You can't beat Superman." And that's correct. He was Superman.
He sure was. And back then, you got to admit, the Knick-Miami Heat rivalry was beautiful.
Yeah.
Mourning and Ewing. I mean, there was some good games. And Van Gundy hanging on to
Van Gundy,
hanging on to Alonzo's feet as he's dragging him around the court.
I haven't thought of that in such a long time.
I know.
But back in '94, it was what, Houston?
That's when they had Sam Cassell.
'99 was it
Drexler, Olajuwon,
and in '99 it was, I want to say, was it San Antonio or?
Yeah, I think it was San Antonio.
San Antonio.
Yeah.
But Michael Jordan was the thorn in everyone's side.
He sure was. And then, you talk about San Antonio. They went on their run, and now they're back. I mean, this Wembanyama is a real deal, and they got a lot of young kids. The kid from Connecticut. I mean, they're a quality team.
And they own the Oklahoma City Thunder.
Unbelievable. They really do. Like the Pacers own the Knicks. Very similar.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
I mean, they got to have great confidence going in, into the postseason. They're going to be there. Yeah. If it comes down to Oklahoma City, they're going to be able to take care of business.
Detroit's real. I mean, Bickerstaff, young Bernie's son, he's got them playing well. I mean, they're tough. They're tenacious. They are tough. They like to bang. And if we can get Cat to stop Karl Anthony Towns to stop, the guy drives me crazy. Complains to the ref after every time he drives or posts up, he gets hit. He's a big man. He's gonna get hit, banged around, and he turns around and complains. And next thing you know, it's 5-on-4 down the other way while he's still complaining about it. In fact, Walt Frazier said, "Is he ever going to get back on defense?" And I was banging on the table again. The second producer just gave me the high sign.
Well, your Knicks, they're in good shape. They play in perhaps the toughest division in the East right there, right? Yeah. Because who's the worst team out there? Well, the Nets just aren't even.
Well, Indiana is not even. But they're playing.
But in the Atlantic, the Atlantic, you've got Boston, half game ahead going into tonight. A half game ahead of the Knicks, and Toronto's playing better.
Yeah, until they played Detroit. Detroit gave them a whooping in Toronto. So that just shows you they are real, man. They're scary, and unless the Knicks can, like they are right now, they're 9-1 in their last 10 games. Come out, play, and give Detroit, let Detroit know that they're going to be in this whole thing. The next big deal, being 6 back from the top lead, they have to have home court advantage if they're going to beat Detroit. They need the Garden, the electricity of the Garden. Yeah, that's what they need.
So we'll see what happens because they play them at home when the league goes back into action.
Yeah.
I believe it's next Thursday, so it'd be a week from today.
What do you think of the format that's changed 5 times in the NBA All-Star game? And now it's what? It's the world versus the United States.
Yeah, well, it's some kind of a tournament, and each game, from what I can see from on Sunday, it's like 30 minutes maybe per game. It's kind of wacky.
You know what? It's either that or it's 165 to 170 to 165 with no defense and everybody taking half court jump shots.
No defense, as I say. They practice social distancing.
Yeah,
they keep a 6 feet away.
Exactly.
From the shooter. Take that 3-point shot.
Yeah.
But when it comes to the NBA, now we're more than halfway through. We've got a couple of months left, just like the NHL. They're very parallel.
Yeah, they are.
From where they begin and where they end.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that? 82 games. You think finishing up in June, that's a little too long? It just seems like it kind of drags on.
With the NBA, 82 games doesn't seem too bad for me. I mean, it is long. I mean, it's not 163 or 162 rather
like
in baseball. But I mean, the NHL, I think that's a lot. Those guys are they're gassed at the end. I mean,
they're banged around.
Yeah,
it's like the NFL.
Nobody realizes this. The shifts that they do in hockey are 30 seconds long.
Yeah,
because they're sprinting around for that whole, maybe a minute, and I mean that's all they're doing. It's a dead sprint. That's what hockey is, and so I think it's going to be fun. I mean, this is a great time of year. The pitchers and catchers report next week.
That's right.
In baseball.
Spring training. Yeah. We'll have to get out there. Maybe we'll make a trip over there to George Steinbrenner Field. Yeah. Out there on Dale Mabry in Tampa, taking a game or two.
As soon as those moths stop flying around of the producer's wallet, as he calls it, a wallet, being from Maine.
Wallet.
Yeah. But I mean, it would be fun to do that, and to be able to get out there a little bit. I think the show is spreading its wings, like the eagle on the back of the Clydesdale.
You know what? Speaking about eagles, I was thinking about that when I was reading over some of the stats about the rings. Now, that
Like this one?
The Patriots will get essentially, well, yeah, I like that one. Focus in on that one real
football,
hard.
Yeah, you want to definitely take a look at that. That's why I feel like, Jimmy Johnson, when he talks and he puts both hands up in both of his championship rings. Those things are cool. Those are ridiculous.
It must make noise with them rubbing together.
Think about
like
having
that.
7 of them.
Yeah.
When Brady puts on all 7, it's crazy. That's so many diamonds.
Before you know it, you're running out of fingers. What did the Steelers used to say back after they won 4 in the 70s? They wanted to win 1 for the thumb.
Yep. That's
right. That's got to be uncomfortable. But you look at the price of these rings now. It was $40,000, I think, for the 49er. I bet the retail value is $10,000 for what is essentially the participation trophy of the Super Bowl. The Patriots will get a ring.
Yeah.
It's I think retail value about $10,000, and some of these players. They like it. They think it's a great idea. They're all for being rewarded for being the champion of their conference.
Is that all it is?
Somewhere I read in that. Yeah.
There's so many diamonds, but diamonds aren't.
But that's the
they don't hold the
losing
value
team.
that gold has. That's for sure.
$40,000, I believe, for the winning team. It's a big difference. Big difference.
Yeah, but I know a buddy of mine who bought his wife an engagement ring was $100,000.
$100,000.
He must really love her, and they got divorced 3 years later.
Look at that. She kept the ring.
It was an ice rink. It really was. It looked like it was. It was part of Madison Square. He had a Zamboni that cleaned it.
The Zamboni. That's crazy stuff, man. That's a lot of money to fork out for a ring, and all the things that can happen to it. But what do you think about that? You've got the ring because you're a champion. What do you think about getting a ring? Because you lost the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
sometimes
they're going to wear it. Well, you know what it is? They display it. It's just a bit. It's bling. That's what it is. It's all about. Now these guys, you see, when they're on the side, on the field during the game, they got all these diamond. It's all diamond necklaces now. There's no more gold, which is crazy.
No.
And that's because diamonds are cheaper than gold, which is crazy.
And when you look, speaking of gold, the Olympic gold medals mainly are silver.
I know, gold plated. Can you imagine that?
Gold-plated.
The Olympics were never a big revenue thing. It wasn't a generator. It was more about the look. It wasn't about the actual value of it.
I think the retail value is about $2,500 for a gold.
Yeah.
A gold medal.
Plated.
Gold-plated medal.
That's great.
When I think of that, I think about those candy gold coins. Remember
the chocolate.
Yeah, you pull those things apart. But hey, hopefully the United States will come around here. Got a couple of weeks left. It'd be nice to be on top.
It should. I mean, it will be. I can't wait. I'm excited for the hockey. I really am. I mean,
prospects are good.
Yeah, it is, and it's
and the women are dominating.
Yeah, that's
20-1.
Yeah,
and 5-0 over Canada.
Yeah.
Wow.
That nobody saw that one coming.
No, not even
impressive.
Al Michaels.
No.
No, not even Al.
I think Al's there. Maybe he's going to bring a little luck to the...
If he isn't, he should be. That's for sure. Hey, we got a big event coming up about 30 miles south of us this Sunday, beginning at 5 o'clock. The Daytona 500, the 68th running of the Great American Race. William Byron going for his third straight win.
And that hasn't happened.
No, I can't recall that ever happening.
No, definitely is not. I know that for a fact. And, it is a great race. It's a lot of left turns, that's for sure. I mean...
you got to make the left turn.
You know what's crazy is I don't think anybody knows until I went out myself. A sports fan, I've watched, I unfortunately got to watch, Dale Sr. pass away in that horrific crash. Yeah, in that crash. Everybody says until you go, if you go, I'm a giant sports fan, and I always put the races on, the last 20 laps. You know what I mean? That's unfortunate. That's what they say if you go once and feel the power of those cars that go around, they say it is addicting. And
very
you'll go,
imposing.
obviously, with 100,000 people that go to the race, going down to little old Daytona. Daytona's not exactly huge.
No,
that's why trying to get a hotel up here this weekend is brutal.
That's right. Anywhere in that radius, but. You see those cars when they start out, 40 of them, I believe, because tonight they're going to have 2 150-mile races, the Duel 1, Duel 2, 7 p.m. and 8:45, coverage on Fox Sports 1, and there's going to be maybe 22, 23 cars in each race. And the purpose of those races are to get the outside and the inside part of the rows, the qualifiers, 3rd through 40. So 40 cars, when you feel 40 cars rumble down, it's like watching the Blue Angels.
Yeah, and when they pan away and you're watching the race and But when they go to like that camera on the wall and it's like just going by, I mean, you see the little pieces of like paper flying around.
In any form of racing, the Indy 500 or
exactly.
Formula One, how the speed, it's just the camera.
It's incredible, yeah. I get nervous doing 80 on 95. I panic a little bit. I'm not a big, here we go. They're looking at me.
I tell you what, I do 80. Currently, I do 80 on I-95, and the whole rear of my car is shaking.
By the way, we do have JW Auto. Is my buddy Mike?
I may have to give him a call because I'm
his
still.
Card's at the bottom of our show. We're not big time, baby. We advertise here. We got to get people involved and advertise on our show.
Well, I got to give him some business. I mean, unfortunately,
I already told him you're bringing your ass down. I mean, your car down there because of the butt shake. Sorry, the butt shake.
That's what it's twerking. It's twerking.
Although we're on YouTube, I'm allowed to say the A word.
I believe you are. Yeah.
But
so a big story here too is Kyle Busch also qualified to, he's got the pole position, and he has not won in 20 tries. So if you're a Kyle Busch fan,
the Busch boys are, I'll root for them. But
I'm not
Joey
a big fan of
Logano. Got to go for the Paisan. Got an Italian guy who's favored to win. I'm going for Logano.
Exactly.
Now, if it was O'Reilly, I wouldn't even go. But Logano, I'll go for.
Logano is our choice.
We break bread together. Yeah. Who do you like?
Oh, well, Logano is the one that I've pulled for. There's so many young drivers. It's amazing. These kids are like in their teens
Chase Elliott,
and early 20s.
But you got to remember, Joey Logano, I remember when he broke in. He was 17 or 18
17.
years old. I mean, he just got his license, and this kid's now in the Indy 500. I mean, in the Daytona 500.
So that's got to be if you're 17 or so and you're just getting your license, and you have to ask yourself, how did they do that?
Well, they're 8 years old riding on these dirt tracks. Mom and Dad got them out there, and those are some big time. That's big time in the South. North Carolina.
They're veteran drivers.
They are veteran drivers
at a young age,
and drive better than I do.
It's incredible. NCAA hoops, March 17th, that's St. Patrick's Day. That's when March Madness is going to be starting up. On the men's side, you follow any particular team?
You know there's only one team. Come on, man. St. John's.
St. John's. That's right. Storm. That's your team.
Yeah, it's Rick Pitino. I love Rick Pitino. I mean, and the guy, he's won at every team. He
beat his son.
He got shafted in Louisville. I mean, that was that was wrong. But, I guess you are the head coach. You are responsible for everything that happens underneath you, like Joe Paterno. Unfortunately, poor Joe got. They took his statue down. What Joe did on the field was, he didn't know did he know? That's the question.
It's really somewhat unclear, but that may have overdone what
all the great things that he did. But he was with Sandusky for 30 years as a defensive coordinator. Everybody wondered why he didn't leave to go get a head coaching job. Well, we now know why.
Now we know. He was well rooted.
Why are we even talking about that dirtbag?
How did it lead to that? But I got to say though, March Madness, we'll have to do that. We'll have to have
we'll get a bracket. We'll get a bracket going, and we'll keep it up and see how progress goes. Yeah, because I know everybody used to hate the Obama caught so much flack, if you remember that, because he went on ESPN to do his picks for
his picks.
Obama's a big. He's a normal guy. He likes sports, and that was the fact that he took time to fill out a bracket. Oh Lord, I remember they were like, he's not running the country. He's doing brackets.
Has there ever
20
been
minutes.
Anybody that's ever gone? I read something about a story where there was one man that actually
64.
64.
Whatever.
Was that a 30 for 30 on ESPN?
It was. I don't know if it was. It will be though.
It should be.
It should be. That show's going to be a 30 for 30.
That's right.
It's going to be from the rise of the chain gang. Well, we got to. I see red lights, so that means they're starting to flag us. We had a good show.
It's an hasta la vista moment. Hey, always a lot of big events coming up this week.
It is, and we'll have a lot to talk about on Monday after the weekend. And
look forward to it.
Me too, brother. Good seeing you.
Likewise.
We want to give a big shout out to the U.S. News and Entertainment Network for producing this show. Please like, subscribe, and share to stay up to date.